Hello friends, and welcome back to another video. Today I have another book haul. I told you all in my last book haul that I was awaiting a few packages that I was going to show you in an upcoming haul video, and they have all arrived. I have all the books that I have recently bought now in my possession. I really need to stop buying books now because I have a lot here to talk about today. Like, a lot. Too many, okay? Combined with the last book haul, too many books. But I'm gonna show you what I recently got. Some of these are ARCs that were sent to me, which I decided to include today just to, I don't know, show you. I don't know if you all are interested in seeing the ARCs that I get, or if you would just rather me like update you when I read them, like in my wrap-ups, but I decided to show them today in this video and see how you all like that. But yeah, we have a lot of books to get through. I'm gonna try to be semi-quick with these, so hopefully this video isn't a million years long. So let's get into the books that I have recently purchased. So up first, I recently got some paperbacks from Hell. I've been wanting to read some of the paperbacks from Hell for a really long time now, and I just didn't know which ones I wanted to pick up. So I decided to go with When Darkness Loves Us by Elizabeth Engstrom, I think. Look at this cover. This was recommended to me by one of my friends on Instagram, and I think it sounds really good. I believe it's like two novellas, something like that. It doesn't really give you much on the back. It just says, Sally Ann and Martha, two women searching for love, finding terror. During a terrifying storm, a gentle childhood is destroyed by a twisted man who promises love but delivers nightmare. In the lightless depths of an underground labyrinth, unseen creatures lie in wait for an innocent traveler, cold skeletal hands stretched out in welcome. There is horror in darkness, horror made greater when darkness loves us. That's what it says on the back of this one. I really like the cover. I think it looks really interesting, so I decided to pick this one up. And then I've seen this one on Instagram so many times, and the cover just speaks to me. It's A Nest of Nightmares by Lisa Tuttle. Again, don't really know what this is about. The everyday domestic world of her female protagonists is invaded by the bizarre, the uncanny, the horrific. It says it has 13 stories in here, so I believe this is just like a short story collection, and it says it's gonna be bizarre. So the cover definitely indicates bizarre. It's very grotesque, but pretty. I really like both of these covers. I think they're creepy pretty, and I'm really excited to have them and to give them a read. I don't know, I'm excited. I've never read any of the paperbacks from Hell, so I hope these are two like good introductions to the paperbacks from Hell, and I'm just excited to have them in my collection because they're really pretty. Next up, of course, is From Below by Darcy Coates. This just came out last week, and I am reading it right now. I'm currently in it. I believe I'm almost, yeah, I'm like 150 pages from the end. So yeah, I'm not gonna talk too much about this because I want to talk more like in depth in my wrap up, but this is Darcy's newest book. It's a underwater story. This book is about a dive team that is going to investigate the SS Arcadia, which vanished without a trace a long time ago. And yeah, that's the plot. I'm not going to talk too much about it because I want to talk more in depth in a wrap up about this one because I haven't finished it yet, so I don't want to talk about it too much before I finish it. So yeah, of course I had to get the new Darcy. Who am I? Next up, I have Out by Natsuo Kurino. This is a Japanese thriller, I believe, and I am very excited for this one. I haven't heard too much about this book, but I've heard a few people talk about it, and I think it could be really up my alley. Basically what this is about a woman who ends up strangling her abusive husband, and she ends up asking her coworkers to help her dispose of the body. I think this sounds very interesting. You know, I love Japanese horror, Japanese thrillers. It's very much something that I really enjoy, and I don't know, I just want to read more. I'm just trying to find as many as I can, and I just want to read like everything I can get my hands on. So I wanted to give this one a try and see what it was like. I've heard some good things. I've heard some good things about this one. So, I'm hoping I really enjoy it because I think this could be a lot of fun. So let me know if you've read this because I know, I've seen a few people talk about it, but not a lot. So I want to know, if you've read it because then you can tell me what you think. Next up is another new release. I included this one in one of my anticipated releases videos, and it is The New Neighbor by Carter Wilson. I really like this cover just because it looks like rain. I don't know. I just think it looks really cool. But this is about a man and his children whose wife has just died, and he ends up winning the lottery after her death. And he takes it as a sign that him and his kids should like start over and like have a new fresh start. But when they end up moving, he realizes that someone is watching them and that they know certain things about them. I don't know what that is. Makes me suspicious because I want to know what he's hiding. I want to know what he's trying to keep secret. What is he running from, you know? Sounds very sus to me. So I'm very interested in this. I love trying new thrillers. I love a good thriller. And I just think this one could be a lot of fun. And I really like the cover. I mean, honestly, look. Did I buy it for the cover? Maybe. Maybe I did. Maybe I did. But I think the plot sounds pretty good too. So I'm excited to give it a whirl, see what it's about. Next up is another new release. Yes, I know, okay. There's a lot of new releases that I want to get my hands on, so I'm trying to get the ones that I'm really excited about. And the next one is Just Like Mother by Anne Heltzel. Every time I say it, I think I'm saying it wrong, but I think it's Heltzel. At least that's what it looks like. I could be wrong. I'm probably wrong, to be honest. I also have been anticipating this book. I have heard so many people talking about it recently. Everyone is giving it rave reviews. And look, I've had a big issue with some of the new releases I've been reading, but I think this might be a turning point for me. I really think it could. Cross my fingers. But I actually don't know too much about this book, and I want to keep it that way. I do not want to know too much about the plot for this one, just because I really want to go into this one blind, especially with the reviews it's been getting. All I know is it includes a cult, and it has something to do with, like, fertility. That's what the inside says. Something about a cult in which the characters were raised, that Andrea, one of the characters, has made a fortune in the fertility industry. That's all I know. That's all I want to know. I do not want to know too much about this book. I really don't. I want to go in blind. I really like doing that with a lot of the books I read, and I think this one could work in my favor going in completely blind and with not a lot of knowledge, so that's exactly what I'm gonna do. But I've been hearing good things, so I'm really excited for this one. The next book was actually kind of a impulse buy. I wasn't really sure if I was going to get it, but the name and the cover just kind of, I don't know, it kind of pushed me. I don't know if it's exactly what I want it to be, but I'm gonna give it a chance anyways. I don't know. I know that makes no sense, but it is The Fields by Erin Young. So the reason I liked the idea of this is because it has to do with a cornfield, and for some reason the day that I was making this purchase that included this book, I was really feeling like a Children of the Corn, abandoned cornfield, like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Okay, it overcame me. I wanted it. It sounded similar to that. Not exactly what I was looking for, obviously, because this is more of like just a thriller than it is like a horror. But, I don't know. It just kind of like, it gave me that vibe, and I was like, cornfield, I'm feeling it. I'm gonna get it. I don't know. It could be a horrible choice that I got this. Basically what this is about is a woman that is found dead in a cornfield, and the new sergeant of this Iowa town knows the woman that was murdered. She was like a childhood friend, and then more bodies end up popping up, and then it just creates like a whole frenzy, and the sergeant is apparently running from their dark past. I don't know. I don't know. Look, I'm just telling you the cover and the name, and I was sold. Okay, I was like, cornfield, spooky, scary, dead people. I mean, like, I don't know. It made sense in the moment. I don't know if it's gonna make sense when I read it, but that's what I did, so I have to live with this, okay? I have to live with this, so who knows? You can let me know if you read this. I have no idea. Next up is another short story collection, and this is Out There by Kate Folk. So this is just a collection of short stories, obviously, like I said. I love the cover. I think the cover is absolutely beautiful. I don't know anything about this author. I don't know anything about this collection of short stories. It just says they're like weird and eerie. That kind of sold me. I've been on a short story thing. I don't know. I want to read a bunch of short stories. I'm gathering a bunch of them because I kind of want to do like a reading vlog where I read a bunch of short stories. I don't know. Look, I don't know. It doesn't make sense. I don't know why I did it. This cover is beautiful. It sounded interesting. That's all I can say. Am I proud of myself? No. Did I do it? Yes. So that's why I bought this. Next up is The Resting Place by Camilla Sten. So I think we all remember that I had a very unpopular opinion about The Lost Village by Camilla Sten last year. I really, really liked The Lost Village. I know most people absolutely hated the book. I understand. I know I'm in the minority for it. Look, everyone hated it. I was very excited about this book when it came out, and I actually have an e-arc of it on NetGalley that I got that I just haven't read yet. And I'll be honest, I tried to start reading it. I really did. I tried to start it and I couldn't get into it, and I think it's because I was trying to read it on my Kindle, and for some reason I just couldn't focus. And I liked The Lost Village enough that I feel comfortable buying this physically. So yeah, I just bought it physically, hopefully to actually read it now, because I actually was really excited for this book. It was on one of my anticipated releases videos, because I don't know, I really liked The Lost Village, and I want to read this one as well, just see what Camilla Sten's next book is like. But basically this is about the main character who has face blindness, and she walks in on her grandmother getting murdered, but of course she can't see the face of the killer, and then she inherits her grandfather's house, her grandfather died in the house, and she inherits it. I don't really know much after that. That's pretty much all I know. Yeah, I don't know. It sounds very interesting to me. I like the idea of it. I like the plot. I like the sound of it. I'm just hoping that it works out like The Lost Village did. I've seen a lot of mixed reviews for this one, but again, I'm not going to let that sway me because I did have such an unpopular opinion with The Lost Village that I feel like I could have an unpopular opinion with this one. I'm just excited to have it now, so we'll see. Hopefully I really like it. Next up is a book that was also brought to my attention from Instagram, and I was very interested when I looked it up. The cover is absolutely stunning, but I really like the idea of this one as well. It's Message Not Found by Dante Medema, I think. Basically, this is about the story of two best friends, and one of them ends up swerving off a cliff and dying. Reeling from her grief, the friend creates this like chat bot to replicate her friend, and she uploads all their like conversations that they had to the chat bot to I guess make it more similar and more realistic to her friend. And when she does that, she starts realizing some things might not be adding up the way it all happened. Like, there's something not quite right about the whole situation, right? I don't know what it is. It sounds very interesting to me. I think it just sounds very unique and very different, and I'm really, really intrigued by the plot. I really am. I think this cover is gorgeous. Look at it. That's absolutely beautiful. Ah! stunning. But the plot just sounds so intriguing. I don't know. I think it sounds really cool. It sounds fascinating to me. I like the chatbot thing. I don't know. It just sounds very, I don't know. It just sounds weird, but like in a really good way. So I think I might really like this one. So we'll see. Hopefully. I'm really excited. Next up is a book that, look, I don't even know if I actually should be reading this because I feel like it's going to frustrate the frick out of me. But I'm very, I don't know, look, I'm interested in it at the same time. I can't help it. It is The Patient by Jane Shemilt. I think. I've read another book by this author, and I liked it. I had mixed feelings about it. I read it a really, really long time ago. This is about the main character who is a doctor, and she has a very picturesque life with her husband and everything, and yeah. And she gets a new patient, and she ends up having a little something with her patient. And then her life kind of starts falling apart and things go bad and people end up dying and it just kind of all implodes, you know? I feel like this is gonna really bother me because I hate when therapists or doctors or anyone like that is done really, really shady in books. Like they're given really bad, just character traits. Like they're just done so poorly. So I'm very nervous that I'm gonna hate this, especially because she's gonna date or at least sleep with or something with her patient. She's gonna have a fling, an affair, who knows what kind of relationship they're gonna have. But obviously it's gonna cross a boundary that is just so inappropriate, and I feel like it's gonna bug the absolute crap out of me. But at the same time, I'm intrigued. There's something drawing me to it. Also, I think the cover is really pretty. I really like the like rusty orange, red, brown, and then like just like the darkness, like it looks very like cloudy and gloomy. I don't know. It's a very pretty cover. And I'm very interested, even though I think it's gonna drive me absolutely insane. So why would I do that to myself? Who knows? Who knows? Next up is my book of the month pick. I only got one book this month and I was very excited for it. It is Things We Do in the Dark by Jennifer Hillier. I feel like you all know that I absolutely love Jennifer Hillier. I am obsessed with her writing. I think she is incredible. Everything I've read so far I've absolutely loved. And this is her newest book and I am just so excited to have it in my possession. I am so excited for this book. It is one of my anticipated releases. I have a really good feeling about this book. I don't think this will let me down. I don't think Jennifer Hillier will let me down. I really don't. This is about the main character whose celebrity husband is found dead and the circumstance is not looking good for her. She is going to be suspected for his death and she's gonna probably be charged for it, and then someone from her past kind of shows up and is ready to destroy everything that she has worked so hard to build, this new life, everything she's worked for. This person from her past is going to just kind of rip that all apart, and I'm very, 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 very excited for this book. I can't explain how excited I am. I have a good feeling about this book. I really don't think it's going to let me down. I really don't. I really, really don't. Next up is an ARC that was sent to me by Grand Central Publishing. This is coming out August 16th, and it is Overkill by Sandra Brown. So this book is about a former quarterback whose ex-wife ends up put on life support from a violent assault, and even though they are divorced, he still has power of attorney, and it's just too much for him. The decision's too much, so he decides to let his ex-wife's parents have the decision to either take her off life support or keep her on, and he just kind of, you know, walks away from the whole situation. And then years later, the person who assaulted his ex-wife is released from prison early, and this state prosecutor is very upset about this. And because the ex-wife was never taken off life support, they have kept her alive the whole time her parents kept her alive. the state prosecutor knows that if her condition changes and she ends up dying, the person that assaulted her will be retried on a murder charge. The state prosecutor ends up going to the ex-husband and kind of asking him to, you know, help out. I assume to, you know, take his ex-wife's life, so that they can charge this guy with a murder. And yeah, that's the plot of this one. I think it sounds kind of insane. I'm gonna be honest. It sounds wild. It doesn't sound like the typical book that I would read, but I'm very interested in it now. I just think this could be a lot of fun, and it sounds very, very intense. Sounds like a lot of intensity. So next up is another arc, and this is Old Country by Matt Query and Harrison Query. This comes out July 26th. I am very, very, very excited for this one. I am so happy that I was able to get an arc, because this book sounds right up my alley. And one, the cover, so ominous, so creepy, so gorgeous. I'm obsessed, but also I just think the plot sounds incredible. So this is about a couple who moves to a new house for a fresh start. You know, very typical, very... Look, we've seen it all the time. That's just always a very, you know, typical start. Then their new neighbors warn them of this malevolent spirit that lives in the valley that they are now residing in, and that with every new season that comes, this malevolent spirit kind of, you know, does some evil things to them. And so, you know, this couple obviously wanted a fresh start, but now they have to deal with evil. So I think this sounds really, really interesting. I'm very excited about it. I think it sounds like, I think it just sounds so good. I think it's going to be so much fun, and I'm very excited to give this one a read. Next up, and last of the arcs that I have to show you, this one is coming out in July, and I looked up the pronunciation of this word. I hope that I'm saying it right. I believe it's Hokuloa Road by Elizabeth Hand. I could be mispronouncing that. Like I said, I did look up pronunciations. I still don't know if I am correct. So if I am incorrect, please let me know. I tried. I don't know if I'm correct though. I'm very excited for this as well though. I think it sounds very interesting. So this book is about this man who applies to work as a live-in caretaker for a luxury property in Hawaii. And, you know, he's getting as far away from his small town Maine life as he can. That's what he wants, and he thinks this is like the best opportunity to do that. But when he flies out to the estate on the remote Hokuloa Road, he uncovers that this place seems to have a lot of people disappear from it, like just without a trace. All these people just end up disappearing. And a woman from the flight that he was on ends up actually disappearing, so he decides to investigate and try to figure out what is actually going on. I think that sounds very interesting. I hope it's really good. I've never read anything by this author before, but yeah, I don't know. I think it sounds really exciting. I think it could be really good. So I hope I end up liking it. I guess you'll have to stay tuned for all these arcs in my wrap-ups when I end up reading them and see if I actually do enjoy them. But if you have also gotten an arc of these and you've read it, please let me know. I would love to know your thoughts. 'Cause, you know, I don't know. I want to know what I'm getting myself into, I guess. But I'm excited for it from what I've read. I think it sounds pretty interesting. Next up are two books that are slightly different from the others that I've been showing, but I'm very excited about them. The first one is Toshiden, Exploring Japanese Urban Legends Volume 1 by Tara A. Devlin. And this one is Kawabana, True Japanese Scary Stories from Around the Internet, Volume 1 by Tara A. Devlin. So look, I've already said that I am very fascinated with Japanese horror, but I'm also just interested in Japanese urban legends as well. I find them very interesting. I have another book that's kind of similar to this, and it's about Japanese yokai and like demons. I'm just very interested in Japanese culture, and I don't know, I really like Japanese horror in general, and I think that they have taken so much from like yokai and urban legends that I am just so fascinated with learning about the origins of certain stories, and I don't know, I just want to learn more. I just am so fascinated, and I think these sound so exciting. I mean, this one's just about urban legends, which is right up my alley, and then this one is about scary stories from around the internet, and I just think that they both sound very fitting for what I enjoy reading, and I think they could be a lot of fun, so I hope I like them. I'm very excited. I'm very interested. Yeah, I'm just excited to have something like this on hand to just like browse through and just to I don't know, just to explore a little bit more. I'm very excited and interested. Let me know if you've read either of these. I would love to know. Next up and last in this haul, finally, is Hide by Kiersten White. Look, I've been hearing so many bad reviews about this book. So many bad reviews. I had already bought it after everyone started reviewing it and giving it negative reviews. I'm still going to read it for myself. I'm planning to do a reading vlog, reading this and giving my thoughts, just because I know a lot of you have asked me to read this and review it, so you know what to expect and you know if you should pick it up. So I am still gonna give it a try. Obviously I bought it. I'm not just gonna not read it now, but I am slightly nervous. I am slightly nervous. I had very high hopes for this one. It is one of my anticipated releases. Like I've said, I've been very disappointed with anticipated releases recently, so I'm very, very, very nervous about this one. But I'm still gonna give it a chance. I'm still gonna give it a go. I really want to like it. I mean, I could be in the minority. It happens. Sometimes I end up loving a book that everyone else hates. So maybe this book will be a winner for me. I don't know. I really do hope that I don't hate it though. So the plot of this book is about spending a week in an abandoned amusement park and to not get caught. And if you don't get caught, you win a whole lot of money. A bunch of money that could change your life forever. So a bunch of these people are competing, obviously, because, well, I would probably compete in it too. I mean, it depends on how much money, but if it's a lot of money, I might participate too. So I kind of understand. But it's about these competitors hiding in this amusement park and trying to win a whole lot of money. I don't know anything else other than that. I don't quite know what I'm getting myself into. I don't know. I've seen a lot of people say it's very YA, even though it's not supposed to be a YA. It's just written very much like a YA. So I don't know. I'm nervous, but I'm still gonna give it a chance because I really want to read it, and I am excited to read it. I just hope that it doesn't disappoint me like it is everybody else. And there you have it. That is all the books that I have recently purchased. I haven't bought any more books. I probably shouldn't buy any more books. I've gone a little crazy over the last few weeks because I was off my book buying ban for a little bit. So now I have a whole bunch of books to read and no time to read them. No, I'm just kidding. I do have time, but it just feels like I don't have any time to read any of the books I own. So yeah, let me know if you want any reading vlogs or any kind of videos dedicated to these books, or if you want me to kind of push some up to the forefront of my TBR more than others, please let me know in the comments down below. Let me know if you've read any of these, what you think of them. I would love to know your thoughts. And yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. It lets me know that you enjoy book hauls. That way I can keep, you know, providing you with book hauls, even though I can guarantee you that I will probably never stop doing book hauls, because that would mean that I'd have to stop buying books, and I don't think that's happening anytime soon. Feel free to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. We can become friends, talk about buying too many books, talk about new releases, disappointing new releases, you know, all that fun stuff. And I hope you are having a wonderful day, night, morning, afternoon, wherever you are. And I will see you in my next video. Bye!